And welcome back to the Off the Clock Show, podcast extraordinaire. You're joined today by myself, Shawn Gervais from OrbisX, as well as Marty, Mr. Marshall Hill from hyperClean Car Care Products, as well as the Pints and Polishing podcast, and Mr. Fantastical. How you doing today?
Was that
Needed some sort of intro.
Testicle or tasticle?
Fantastical, not testicle.
Oh, testicle.
It's the bald head. That's what it is.
The bald head. Yeah. Doing good. What are you sipping on today?
Me, I actually joined you on what you usually do. So I got a little captain. Yeah. So I figured it's funny. I was going.
Hey, little captain here myself.
Hey, there we go. Cheers. Community. But it's funny. I was actually, so we have this thing here called the LCBO. It's the Liquor Control Board of Ontario. That's what it stands for. So it's run by the government. Funny enough, it's one of the largest importers of wine in the world. Yeah. That's because most places where they make wine, they're exporting. But it's the largest importer, apparently, which is pretty crazy. Learned that at a wine tasting put on by the LCBO.
So you guys drink more wine?
A lot of wine.
Is that because you guys are gay? Is that what it is?
LCB, yeah.
So what? Huh?
No, you know what it is? Yeah, it's actually it's one. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's a LCBO plus. But the reason is actually because statistics are a funny thing.
You're French Canadians. That's why.
It's French Canadians, exactly. Actually, there they have it. It's called the SAQ on that side of the border. I don't know what that stands for. Something of Quebec, but anyway, the reason it's the largest importer is because it's a single entity. So because of the number of locations they have, it's owned by the government. They're everywhere. Like in our city alone, I don't know, 100 something plus. But
does it seem strange that your liquor is owned? The distribution of your liquor is owned by the government.
It is. They've started now selling it in grocery stores. They haven't quite got to like all the convenience stores, things like that yet. On the Quebec side,
is that why you get free healthcare?
Yeah,
because everybody's drinking and the government makes some money off the booze.
Exactly.
Like, we can give away the healthcare. We just need to charge them for the booze.
Exactly. They get us on both ends, right? That's the exactly. But when I was in there, they used to be maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 different varieties of rum, things like that, you know, the majors, and then they'd have a couple exotics, and then they had a case that had some, you know, really nice stuff. But they've introduced so many different brands I'm seeing in there now. There's a Chinese rum that's in there. Never even heard of it before. I'm a little scared to try it because one time a buddy gave me this Chinese beer. What was it called? Oh my gosh. It has a T. It's like Tang
Tiger.
Or something like
that. Xiao, the TSO or something.
I think that's it. Yeah,
you didn't like it?
It was like green bottle. Well, I mean, a lot of beers, green bottles, but yeah, no, I didn't like it at all. The taste, to be honest, wasn't terrible. It's what it did to me afterwards. Like severe
Southeast
heartburn.
Asia and those places, they're like Budweiser is called Tiger beer. If you ever find it, sometimes you can randomly in a U.S. liquor store, you can randomly find one if they've got a lot of, like you said, exports. So they got a lot of stuff that are, I guess, imports on that side. You can find Tiger. You can generally find that one you're talking about. You can find sometimes here in a sushi place. And I get it. That's not Chinese food, but
but they kind of mix it.
It's Oklahoma. Like, the fuck do you expect? And I mean, we don't like it is what it is, you know.
Exactly. It's so funny. It's the same thing here. It's brutal. It's here because here our biggest demographic, I'd say, is like Lebanese, and like there's a shawarma shop everywhere. Oh my god, it's crazy. They're just everywhere. But yeah, it's funny. The Asian restaurants. There's a couple that are like very, very Asian. There's a tour bus that comes here with, you know, people when they're visiting from China, first time, things like that. They go on this tour bus and there's like 12 stops or something. The 8th stop is at this Chinese restaurant that's in the same plaza as our shop. And so we hired this new guy one time, and he wanted to go because he said he loves Asian food and he wanted to go eat up at the plaza. So he goes upstairs, and one of our guys stopped him and they said, you should check out the Asian place. I know you like Chinese food. So he sends him there knowing full well what he's in for, because this guy, when he says he likes Chinese food, he likes the, you know, the stuff you get at like the mall, you know what I mean? Like he likes that kind of, like, you know, the combos 1, 2, or 3. This restaurant is traditional food from back home. And so guy gets there, can't read the menu, of course, you know, things like that. He's struggling with it. And so he came back and we were like, what'd you eat? And he's like, well, you know, since I was there, I was embarrassed. I didn't want to like say no. So I asked them to bring me whatever they recommend. And they brought them just a bunch of like these, I think they were duck eggs, but they were eggs, definitely, and like the embryos and stuff. And anyway, he ate it though, but he went home early that day, and we were all making, you know, assumptions as to why. You know, I mean, we'll never know, but
I was talking
yeah,
to my wife about this the other day. Like, it is strange of people in different parts of the country and actually different parts of the world and different people's fascinations with eggs. It's almost one thing that any animal or any being or anybody, like, we love eating other things, babies.
yeah,
Like,
it's true.
love it. Like, absolutely love it. It's one of the best things you can ever do, right? Like,
It's true. That's
it's
true. You know,
strange, you know,
I gotta be
like,
honest. One of the most bravest people on the planet, I think, was the first person that ever ate an egg.
oh yeah, what the hell
Like
was
that's
that?
like now we all know it's like, okay, an egg, you can do this, that, whatever. But like the first person, you
That
know, like
caveman, right? Like,
yeah, had
something
to have been.
happened and it cracked and he was like, oh, hey,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. He's like,
need some
ooh,
salt.
it's true. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's I can eat eggs now, obviously, but to like sometimes I look at them and I'm like, the first
You ever
person
eat
I
raw
thought of,
eggs? Like, is that ever a thing for you? Like, do you remember
yeah,
back? I don't know if it still is or not, but back in the day, there was that rumor that you were supposed to, like, if you were going to get muscle, like, you were supposed to eat raw eggs and like sip on eggs throughout the day. I don't know if that's still a
yeah,
thing, but
it
I
was
just
a
never
thing.
could do that. I love eggs.
Yeah,
I love to cook them. I've never
I'm the
gotten into
same.
raw eggs
Yeah, I prefer to cook them,
or
but
cooked eggs, like boiled eggs. I can't do that. Raw
oh no
eggs
way.
or boiled eggs. Nope, I'm
Oh
out.
shoot.
I've got
We
to
we
like
drink
cook it on a pan.
we eat a lot of boiled eggs here.
Yeah.
It's in the morning and stuff, but
Yeah.
deviled eggs too. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
ever
My
had
wife
those.
does. I can't. It's the texture of the yolk. It's
Ah,
horrible. I love
yeah,
a
yeah,
runny yolk. I don't eat yolks anymore. It's the high cholesterol bullshit. Way
true,
to go,
yeah,
hereditary stuff. All
yeah.
right.
Woo.
But I still eat. I still eat the white.
No,
Even
okay, yeah.
when before I never could. If I cooked an egg and that yolk got anywhere hard, is out. I couldn't eat it. I
Damn.
can't do that. Yeah.
It does
Got
have
to
a
do a
weird
runny
texture
yolk.
though, I will say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I don't think I could. And see, I can eat it if it's a whole egg, but sometimes my daughter in the morning, she doesn't like the yellow part either, so she'll take it out and then she'll give it to me. And I used to take it and eat it. And after 2 or 3 times, I was like, no, no, no. From now on, just throw it in the garbage. It on its own, I can't do. But as a whole egg, yeah, no problem. But yeah, I used to do the like the raw eggs because I used to box and my trainer at the time told me, you know, this is what you got to do. And so, but I did it for about a year and a half. And then after that, I told him one day, I was just like, listen, I can't do this, man. I can't do it anymore. I thought I was going to, you know, like get used to it or develop a taste for it or something. It just never happened. And then one day I was like, look, I'm not doing this. Like, I'll put me in the ring. I'll fight anybody, but I'm not drinking that. Like, that's not happening. And to be honest, I didn't notice any difference in anything. Like I didn't, like when I was on the program, when I was off the program, didn't notice any difference in my stamina, my energy or fighting strength, nothing. There was no difference. I'm convinced it's a myth. I don't know. I think I don't know. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Yeah, but hey, have you seen any good posts? I've been off social media. I was gone in Montreal for the weekend, but
You've been off. All right. So I saw a good post. I thought it was, at least it was hilarious for me. And it was Back to the Future 4.
ah,
Yeah. Now, of
okay.
course, it was a joke, right? Like, not really happening, right? Like Marty McFly really can't come back, right? Like it's not going to happen. But I just sat there going, wow, what a great series of movies for car guys. For us,
Yeah.
like, besides Biff being the mobile detailer and he's scrubbing away, overall, it's a great series of movies for, a cool car, riding around in cars, things that cars can do.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite series though? Right. You can't do, there's no way, right? You can't do Fast and the Furious.
No,
You
no, of
got
course.
anything else though that you think is a cool car movie or a movie that is appreciative of cars, and you can't use cars either, right? Like,
Yeah,
so you can't do that.
yeah, yeah. What is it? Kirby Reloaded or what's that?
No,
Damn?
Lightning McQueen, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, for me, to be
But
honest,
Kirby, was it really the little beetle bug Kirby?
no, I was joking.
That was your favorite movie of all times, right? Worst, those were
Absolutely, man.
horrible.
Absolutely. No, my
What about Knight Rider? Were you a Knight
yeah,
Rider guy?
no, it wasn't either.
Before your
Yeah,
time, huh?
yeah. Honestly, one of the memories that I remember, one of the things I remember being like a cool car
No,
was
there's this memory that I remembered the other
yeah,
day.
there's a memory I remember.
I
I
was
remember it.
remembering memories.
Yeah. Jeez. Is the Men in Black series where he had
Uh,
the yeah, and they had the the don't push the red button and then yeah. So like that was pretty cool. I like cars when they transform to do something cool like that, but not like Transformers. Like I don't want it to completely transform into like a being or something.
like the Bond cars.
Yeah. See, exactly. Stuff like that's pretty cool. So it's yeah, the one thing I always liked with the Bond series was seeing the different models. Like
Yeah.
and they're always so classy too, but then very purposeful too, right? Like the things they can do. So that was always cool. But strangely enough, because you brought up Fast and Furious, I never got into that stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
Like
you didn't? I was
no.
a couple of them, but I think like after was it Tokyo Drift or whatever? Like I was gone after that. Like
Yeah.
I was done or something. Was it
Yeah,
like
like
4 or something?
yeah, exactly. Like I like the first one, obviously, but
Yeah, the first and second one, right? The second one he comes back, like was a good one too.
yeah,
But
but then after that it was just like pure downhill. Yeah, it was I've seen several of them, but I haven't seen them all. I think they're at like 9 now or maybe even more.
I think I mean, as they put the rock more into it's like, come on, man. Like,
Uh
come on, I don't need the rock in here. Like, I don't know.
it's true. I know they had it's so funny because I do like him in certain movies. Like there's a couple that he's done with like Kevin Hart and stuff that have been funny, but I got so sick of seeing him when very talented guy. I like him,
Oh
nice
yeah.
celebrity.
Yeah.
However, there's this one movie, my daughter calls it the poop movie. I'm trying to remember what it is because he gets covered in poop in it. Ah, my God, the pacifier or something like that. He's in this movie, and anyway, no, that's Vin Diesel in that movie. I'm mixing the two up. Look at that. I was remembering a memory. That's what
I don't know. Yeah, you're my favorite Vin Diesels were though, was that Pitch Black? Did you ever watch Pitch Black?
Oh, is that the one where he's like
Yeah, he's got like that you
extraterrestrial type?
can't see and
Yeah.
yeah, you can always
Yeah. Okay,
good
yeah.
series, good series.
Yeah. There's a new one that seems like almost like a spin-off type thing of that Bloodshot that just came out not too long ago. Yeah, it looks pretty good. He basically is like it's actually a pretty cool concept. His wife's murdered and then he wants to go get revenge after the people that killed her. So he goes, tracks them down, kills them, and then he's reborn again. And then he does the same thing over again, but he's killing a different person every time. And what it is there's this agency or group or whatever that they use him as an assassin and they implant these memories of who killed his wife. And so he goes on this revenge path and like kills. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know.
That is cool.
I,
That is cool.
yeah, I saw the trailer, so it's on my list to watch. But yeah.
What was the name?
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
Yeah. So it looks kind of cool, It's like I like movies that have a
Twist.
unique concept or a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something to them that's just different. And he does do good in those kind of movies, though, I will say, because there's that one Man Apart. Is that what it is? I don't know. His wife gets he goes after a drug cartel. He's part of a police task force. They kill his wife in revenge, and then he goes after them. They're looking for El Diablo. And anyway, it's that one's a good one. I think it's A Man Apart. I think so. But it's a good movie. Yeah, he does good in certain roles. It's
You
kinda
cook
like,
anything good this weekend? We made some chili, and then a little extra spice in the chili is always kind of interesting.
yeah, it makes the next few days pretty interesting.
I did some blackened salmon. You're salmon?
Nice. I love salmon.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Skin
Anything
on,
seafood.
skin off.
Oh, yeah. So I prefer it skin on. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah. It
That's
just
where the best fat, right? Like
Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
you get that skin a little crispy, but yet the
Yeah.
inside of it is still, I don't like my salmon all the way cooked. I still like a little bit of rawness in there because then you got that jello-y of the fat that's
Yeah,
still down the
yeah.
bottom, right where the connector of the skin
Tastes
is.
like
And sometimes,
buttery almost.
yeah, sometimes it's like butter and you can like
Yep.
slurp it. It's
Oh,
just like,
man.
fish fat. Mm.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, I love it. And so me and my eldest, we love salmon, we love seafood. My youngest and my wife, not huge fans, they're more on the red meat side. So it's not often, but what I usually do is I'll make them a supper, and then later my daughter will come, 11 o'clock. She's like, Daddy, I think I'm hungry. I need a snack or something. I'm like, how would you like some salmon? And then I do that same thing. I do that, and then we'll put like it's a Canadian thing, maybe for sure, a maple syrup glaze. It's so good. Oh, I knew you were good at this. Put maple syrup on anything. It's so good though. It's so good.
You even got it on your rum, Captain and Maple.
Yeah.
A Maple Captain.
And everything. Yeah. Actually, it was a whiskey. There's a maple whiskey they have here.
Oh yeah, those are terrible. I can't stand.
Yeah, it is. But the same company that makes it makes another one. I think it's called Gray Jay or something like that. It's no, that's not it. Gray Owl or something. I'll find it. No, you know what? I'll send you a bottle. It's amazing actually. It's so good. And it's not maple. This version's, they do have a maple one, but I'll send you both. You'll love them both.
All right, are we gonna get in some tips?
Yeah, we can get in.
You gonna
some
multi-tip today, or are you gonna stick to one?
I want to say I'm gonna stick to one.
It'd be the first show ever.
So, but if I say I'm gonna multi-tip, then I'm gonna give 10 tips instead. So it's gonna.
Ooh, let's not do that. We'd be tipped out.
Be tipped out. Too much tip. All right. So, well, I do have one. Okay, I got a few, but so one, I'll do one tip, and then I'll share a strategy that my shop's gonna do. There we go. That way it's not 2 tips. It's a tip and a strategy. All right. Just the tip and then a little pat on the back. That's what it's going to be when it's all done. So my one tip is to take a look at the quiet times. And by that, I don't mean, a lot of people think, what they do when their business is slow, or what they do when, there's not enough appointments on the calendar, things like that. But there's actually quiet times, even when you're busy, within your sales cycle, and paying attention to when clients get quiet and what you should do. The first reaction most business owners have would be to do nothing. So for example, you send someone a message on Facebook, and how many times have we heard this? Oh, the guy didn't get back to me. He ghosted me. It's been 2 days. Haven't heard from him. Well, in that quiet period, that silence, it's important to take a look at your sales process and figure out what you should do and what you could do differently. And my recommendation is going to be to educate. So you spend a lot of your time selling. You spend your time, during the initial, discussion with the customer, whether it's phone call, Facebook message, whatever the case may be. You're spending your time selling. The initial jerk reaction that people have is to start selling again, and they want to flip right back into selling. And that's good, but getting the timing right is important as well, because sometimes your client's just taking some time. They're not ghosting you. They're just taking some time to talk it over with their wife or whatever the case may be, but their lives are busy as well, which is part of the reason why they're your customer, because they're too busy to wash their own vehicle. They're too busy to take care of their own vehicle to the level you're going to do it at. So my advice is going to be to educate during this process. If they're requesting a ceramic coating, take this opportunity to tell them a little bit about, for example, hey, the guy was asking me about putting on, trace from hyperClean. Okay. Well, in that silence period, while I've been ghosted, take that time to educate the customer on why you chose certain products and how they work for, cars in different scenarios and their advantages, without selling, but just educating them by sending them something saying, just checking in, wanted to give you a little background about this product you asked for, not here to sell, just wanted to let you know, to help with,
like little did you know.
Yes, little did you know. Yeah, absolutely.
I think most of us that have been onto somebody's website, let's, for instance, like, you might find some crazy thing on Instagram, right? Like, let's go with Bites. Bites is a toothpaste that is not traditional, right? It's not a tube. It comes in like little capsule type powder thing. I don't know how to explain them, like little pills, and you pop them in and you chew on them. And then you start brushing, right? It's different. Okay. Yeah. I bought some, and I was looking at some one time. Well, you know what they did, and what other people, big companies, have done is when they reach back out to me, they do those, like I said, those did you know, right? Like those are perfect things to put out. You could be leading them to the sale, and your did you know could be, hey, you were curious about 3-year ceramic coating. Did you know we also have the maintenance care products here for you to buy so that you can maintain your coating with hyperClean products? Or, hey, We have a maintenance service. Did you know? Once you get your
Exactly.
ceramic coating
Love
put
it.
on, we have a maintenance service that can come out every week or every other week to continue to keep you looking fresh and clean. Did you know? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you
Yeah.
know?
It kind of reframes the whole sales process for the customer. And instead of it being just, and that you're another sales guy, just hammering them with more calls, more sales, more this, more that, it focuses more on building the relationship,
Mhm.
and I think that's hugely important. And a lot of times customers might
So
have questions.
what about your did you know and then have it be education, like you said? Did you know? And this could be a some people it's going to take some work, but you could do a YouTube video or you could write it out if you think people will actually read it. Most people won't read it, but did you know on here's what happens after you receive a ceramic coat?
Ah, yeah,
Here's some things that you'll start to notice about your vehicle. Right.
I like
This is
that.
what's called hydrophobics. You're going to start knowing and seeing this. Here's what it is. Here's what it's showing you. This is something new for you since you're going to be getting a ceramic coating. Hey, did you
Absolutely.
know that your wheels are going to stay cleaner longer? Hey, did you know,
Absolutely. And that's where it would be great if during your next maintenance, follow up with one of your customers, you took some time with that customer and just said, "Hey, look, I'm looking to do a little video, to educate, excuse me, new customers on what you're experiencing. Could you just, 30 seconds, how's your experience been 6 months in? What do you enjoy most about the maintenance plan, things like that?" And you'll find that, your happy, loyal customers, they're going to be more than happy to do something like that for you. You could incentivize them, of course, but more often than not, if you just let them know this is what I'm looking to do, they'll participate, and then that way you can use that material in your thing. So making a video doesn't have to be an overly complicated thing. It doesn't have to be a big production. It can be something simple, film from your smartphone, do it right there in the driveway, and you're good to go. So that's but yeah, so that would be my one tip. Now I did promise a strategy. So not a tip, not a tip. I did just a tip. I pulled out. I pulled out. So my strategy, my pat on the back, is something that we're gonna do is we're gonna become specialists. So what we've decided to do is we have our main company, of course, Auto World, and we do, all of our range of services from, detailing, ceramic coating, tinting, PPF, windshield replacement, all that jazz. What we're going to do also is sort of specialize with divisions within. And one of those, for example, even though we hate doing it to some degree, we also get paid well for it, pet hair removal. And the reason we're making a special department for it is because we're going to go after some dog groomers, and we're going to target them specifically so that their customers who are getting their dogs groomed, they obviously transport their fuzzy little friends around in something, and they're going to be able to partner up with us and offer this collective service, and vice versa. When someone comes in for, pet hair removal, we can recommend a grooming service as well. So it's going to be kind of a partnership collaboration type thing, and we're going to go after them hard. But to do that, we want to have, a specific landing page. We want to have a specific booking process just for those things. And what's going to happen is more often than not, they're not just going to get pet hair removed from their vehicle. They're also going to get the whole spiel about having their car, coated, having their car fully detailed, so on and so forth. So that's a good strategy that we're going to be targeting. And we're going to do that for all of our different services. So even paint protection film, there's a place that sells like workplace safety, like vests and things like that. And so we're going to be talking to them because all of their clientele are construction guys taking their trucks on construction sites. And so we're going to be talking with them. And a lot of the guys that go in there are business owners that have, a team of guys that go to these job sites. And so we'll be able to talk to them about, tinting their windows to, protect their tools from being stolen, but then also, so people don't see in, but then also paint protection, rock chips and things you'll find at a construction site. So it's these kinds of things, but becoming hyper specialized in certain things and going after that market as, the industry leader in that particular service really helps, rather than just like, oh yeah, we focus on helping everybody with everything, letting them know that's what we're going to focus on for you, get the foot in the door, and then we hit them with everything. But not a tip, strategy. So you can do this too. Just think of things you offer and businesses that could benefit or their customers in your area. Go to Google, punch in pet groomers near me, and you're going to get a massive list. And so you can do that regardless of what town you're in. Every city's got dogs and cats and you name it. So anyway, not a tip, strategy. All right,
I like
Marty,
it.
what do you
Good
got
one.
for us?
Good one. All right.
Nice.
My tip is going to be learn to merge. I'm
Mm.
sure if you're like most people in your highway system, there's always somebody that you're going to have a problem with, or you're the one that's causing the problem, right?
Mm.
Like merging's, oh, Shawn's the bad merger. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, now the truth comes out. You're the bad merger. I mean, come on. It's 2023. Can we not learn how to merge? We'll never, as a society and as drivers,
Never.
ever learn how to merge. But your tip is to learn how to merge, right?
Merge.
The tip, learn how to merge is because, you do have to quote unquote, stay in your lane, right? But you're going to merge in and create a new lane.
Yep.
What I mean by is there's a lot of people that will yell and scream and they'll clash at car washes, right? And rightfully so, I guess, right? It's manual service versus automatic service. The manual would be the detailer. The automatic service would be the car wash, right? So, those aren't really lane compatible, but who would be lane compatible? And that would be, well, that'd be the guy that goes to the car shows. That would be the guy that loves to take care of his car and really cares about what his car means to him, what it means to his family, what it means for people to look at. And he is in dire need, more processes, more understanding of how to do a better job. What's the new technology that's come out? So stay in your lane. Stop complaining about car washes. It's not your competition. And start trying to figure out how you can build relationships, how you can develop a long-term back and forth processing of information, giving of information back and forth with people in local car clubs, right? So if you want, what'd you call it? That's your tip. What's what'd you call it? What's the next part of it?
Strategy.
Right? Strategy, or you can just say, as part of the tip, here's how you would put it all the way. Okay. No, so strategy would be mine is actually, I found a really cool, I've talked about Facebook groups before. They are really good. If you got a Porsche club, it's a little bit tougher to get into them. One that I have found to be more wide open, and I found one specifically here in Tulsa, is called 918 Car Meetups. You could probably, put in your zip code. I mean, your phone, your area code, put in whatever car meetups, right? These people are the ones that are actually the most active from what I found. And here's the kicker. These people are actually looking for two things. Some actually, and I have found multiple posts inside of these groups where they go, hey, I really need a detailer. What do you guys recommend? These are car people, right? This is the lane you need to be merging into, right? These are people that want their cars taken care of and they like their cars. So local car meetup groups on Facebook is where I'm seeing a lot of success here for me. And vice versa, not just wanting to use the service. So many people are looking for, what do I do right now? This economy and what's happening and everything that's going on. This is the right time, if you have that hankering, to start looking at how do I offer more to people, more than just my service. If I'm going to merge into a lane and have all these people, because as a detailer, when I get into the car clubs, when I get in the car show scene, most detailers don't do well because they want to yell at people, right? Detailers are right. You're wrong. If we merge in to where we talk about processes and just help educate, and then we also have a hyperClean product that we could recommend go along with it. Ooh, 100%. It goes both ways. That's a great merge for not only me as the detailer, who I'm going to see multiple people in there going, well, I need my car service. You're also going to have a lot of people that need to know how to just clean their car. And then they're going to go, well, what do I use?
Yeah, exactly.
Merge your lanes. These are people that really want to learn more about how to take care of their car, and you will benefit from it when you merge in with them.
Absolutely. Because yelling at the guy that probably isn't going to use you anyways, because he wants to clean his own car, Yelling at him is not going to help anything. Arguing with him is not going to help anything. It'll probably just make you look like an idiot, and you're going to lose any potential business from people that see it. But then also that customer or potential customer for buying products from you is now gone. Versus, if you actually open a dialogue with them, you're absolutely right. Merge that lane. And then now you're a detailer who also sells car care products, right? So that's where become a distributor. And so anyone looking into something like that, reach out to Marty. He can definitely help you get set up with that. Absolutely. And these car clubs are really easy to find. Absolutely. And it sometimes too, it's not even just, like a lot of people think it's got to be like exotic cars or something fancy.
Yeah.
No, it's like here, for example, where we are, I've got some clients, they've got some Jeeps and they're huge on their Jeeps. There's massive Jeep communities. Oh my God, the things that these guys do to their Jeeps, and some of them, they don't keep them in pristine condition. They beat the living hell out of them because they're like, that's my Jeep. That's what I do with it. But when they get back home after that long weekend, they do want to keep it clean and they want to do this and that. And they actually do care about their vehicle. But these guys are passionate. And that's the most important thing here, is that their passion is going to be something that you can take advantage of for a sales side, rather than if you argue with them, you're going to get that same level of passion, but in a negative way. So instead, get that passion in a positive way. Absolutely. Yeah. Learn how to merge. I like that. That was a good strategy. That was a good tip. That was, oh, Jesus. I was remembering a memory. Sorry. No, that was good though.
You were remembering a memory of a tip and you go, oh, that was a good tip. Like,
I was
I
always
don't
the
think we
giver.
want to know about that, Shawn. Even
I was
though we're
always-
off the clock, that's a memory we don't want to know about.
That's fair. I was always the giver though. That's fine. It's the French in me. But no, good tips though. And I think that learn how to merge. Definitely is going to be more beneficial for your business. You're so right though on that note, because when I bought my truck, I joined a group, a Land Rover group, and there's some guys in there. I thought for sure, like, I'm not going to find any business in here. I initially just jumped in because I was having a problem with my rear view camera. Joined the group. It's amazing how many people in there have messaged other members and are just posted, and they're like, hey guys, looking for someone that can do this or do that. I found some, it's kind of a weird thing, but like I found one guy, he wanted to put a hitch on his, and I recommended him to this guy that we work swap with who does hitches, sent that to him. And that guy was like, oh, you know what? I completely forgot. I got some people that are looking for detailing. He was just so busy, like detailing's not his business. So he just was busy. And he sent over this list of people to call up on. And it all started it was kind of a zigzag how we got there. But see, I learned how to merge. That's what it was. See, I'm a good merger. Anyways, thanks, Marty. Good tips. This was a good one, guys. Replay this for sure. Pay attention. And Marty, when's the next Points and Polishing podcast?
3 times a week, man. Monday,
go.
Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, so there's one tomorrow, guys. Tune in. Well, depending on when I post this, but I'll try and post it today. Now I have to post it today. That's what's gonna happen. All right, tune in tomorrow as well, because there's some awesome information on there as well. And Thursdays, you guys are still doing the that's the community pub, or did I get those mixed up? Okay.
Yeah, community pubs every Wednesday night, 7:30.
Wednesday. Oh, geez. Okay. It's
It airs on Thursday.
That's why I always get confused. Okay, because Thursdays I'm free, Wednesdays I'm not. Got to switch it to Thursday, man. You got to do a double header. No double dip. Fair enough. I'll see what I can do. But everybody else, tune in for sure. Pints Polishing Podcast as well. We're signing out here, the Off the Clock Show, and reach out to Marty and talk to him about how you can get to be a distributor, so you can learn how to properly merge. Don't merge like Shawn. All right, man. I'll see you next week. Appreciate your time, Marty. All right, cheers.